It's Saturday. Thank you so much for tuning in. I almost made that mistake again. Mic is on. It is on now. So it's Saturday. It's a good morning. I am just relaxing. It's going to be a 2-day weekend for me. And we're going to talk about some silver and gold today and what's going on in the markets. And we're just gonna be relaxing. You know, I'm not gonna be going off into a big spiel about anything in particular, but I'll mostly address your questions and we'll talk about a little bit of cryptocurrency and whatnot. I hope the volume of the microphone is coming in. So let me just wait till the room fills in now. So let's take a look. By the way, is there any OBS experts out there? So if you, I'm using a program called Streamlabs OBS. If there's any experts out there, really wouldn't mind talking to you. I'm having a problem scheduling. I'd like to learn how to schedule. I set it up one time for scheduling and it looked like everything was A-OK. And then all of a sudden that time came where it was supposed to turn on. It didn't turn on and I didn't see a switch to manually turn it on to record. So if there's any experts out there, let me hear from you through email. Put on my old man glasses. I need a shave, don't I? So anyway, a lot of the news media outlets are not reporting this, and I wanted to report it. Now, this, I'm going to say this. It really sucks when any child is murdered, regardless of color. There was a 5-year-old boy. His name was Colin. He was riding his little bicycle. And he was actually with his 2 little sisters. And what happened? Some guy walked up to Colin, who was riding his bicycle, put a gun to his head, pulled the trigger, execution style, right in front of his sisters. There was neighbors and whatnot. The shooter then ran back to his house, who also lived in the neighborhood. Now, why am I bringing this up? Because I freaking hate when any child is killed. I'm bringing this up because the news media outlets are not. Fox News brought it up. Newsmax brought it up. The other news outlets are not covering it. Oh, they wrote about it, and then they buried it in their archives. So if you wanted to find a news article on their website, you would literally have to go to one folder, then another subfolder, then another subfolder until you found the news article. And this way they can claim, oh, we reported it. we're not biased. We reported it. Unfortunately, you can't find it. So I want to show you something real quick. I'm going to do a little reading. I am not going to bore you with reading the entire article, but I want you to get the overall summary of what occurred. North Carolina man accused of shooting 5-year-old boy in the head. Darius Sessoms, 25, is facing first-degree murder charges. I don't know why they put the word was. A North Carolina man has been charged with walking up to a 5-year-old boy, playing outside, and shooting him in the head, according to a report. And according to witnesses, by the way. Darius Sessoms, 25, was taken into custody Monday, charged with first-degree murder in the death of the boy, Cannon Hillent, at Wilson, North Carolina. Sessoms and the boy's father were next-door neighbors. Cannon was at his father's house on his bicycle Saturday afternoon when he was shot in front of his 2 sisters, who were 7 and 8 years old. Doris Lebrant told the station in an exclusive interview that she was looking out her window when she saw Sessoms walk up to Cannon, put a gun to the boy's head, and pulled the trigger. She said Sessoms then ran back to his own house next door. Let's talk about this for a second. Get my monitor up and running. This sucks. This truly does suck. I'll say this again because there's a lot of people out here who only hear what they want to hear, and their ears filter out anything that goes against their beliefs. It sucks when any child is killed, regardless of color. Regardless of color. And it is my also belief, my firm belief, that they are trying to start a race war. They, who are they? I keep getting those emails. You keep referring to they. Well, those are the people who have no clue to what's going on. They are the news media outlets. They are the elite. They are the politicians. They are the people who are attempting to create a problem so they can come in with their solution. And we all know what happens when they come in with a solution. What was that one politician who said, never let a good problem go to waste? Never let a problem go to waste? And that's, I think they're trying to create a race war. The first time we saw this was Charles Manson. He actually was attempting to create a race war. What was it, in the late 60s? I think the news media outlets are doing that right now. They divide and then they conquer. If they can divide us, they can then easily rule over us. Please understand what ruling over someone means. It does not mean governing. It does not mean leading. It means ruling over you. To rule over somebody is to have a slave. The news media outlets do not want you to know this because they want to set up the agenda that whites are the evil ones. When all people have evil in them, in their hearts. No one's perfect. All races, all nationalities have people that just were born just with a wire or two loose. They don't want you to know this. The news media outlets and government, specifically the left-wing government, want you to believe that whites are born. Even if you're a child, you're already racist. You haven't even learned how to speak yet. You're born. It's in your genetics. You're racist. And that's what the news media outlets are trying to convey to the dumbed down people. All people, all races have bad people within those nationalities. It's just the way it is. And all nationalities, all people of all colors, do stupid things, do evil things, make mistakes as well. This goes against the news media outlets' agenda and the left-wing media, and that's why the other news outlets are not covering this. All right, let's talk about some silver. Enough of the bad news. Oh, man. Freaking a child. This guy walks up to a child, freaking puts a gun to his freaking forehead. Boom. No feeling. Doesn't care who was the witness. Can you imagine that? Try to think of yourself as the shooter, not caring about the other homes that might witness this, not caring about the two girls just sitting there. Those girls are going to be traumatized for the rest of their lives. They will never, ever forget this. Never. Silver, what is it closing? It closed at what about 26 and change, silver? And then the market's closed. It's kind of like I don't know, anticlimactic. You see the market starting to rise back up again from when they pulled back, and then boom, the weekend hits. The market's closed. So we're not going to know anything until the weekend. So it is funny. I'd like to start by welcoming everybody here this Saturday morning. I apologize for the heavy-hearted news I just finished reporting. But I really wish you would, if you folks have social media sites, I'm asking you a favor. And you know me, I don't ask favors. If you have a social media site, whether it be Facebook, Twitter, whatever you got, report that news about that 5-year-old boy who was shot in the head. Do it respectfully, though. Because, again, I want to reiterate, all nationalities have bad people in them. That's just the way we humans are. So I report it, but don't do it to where we're picking on a nationality or a race. Just get the news out there because the news media outlets are not reporting it. Okay? Please. Michael Parkhurst, my mic is not off. I think your volume is off. So again, if you can report it on your social media sites, on your Facebooks, with a link maybe to the news article. That one was from Fox News. I know other news outlets have it, but it's buried. You'll just have to find the link and post it. That way the news is getting out there. Big Timers Club, thank you so much for being here. He was first to make a comment. Wes, again, hello. That's an old timer here. Jay, good morning from the North Bay area. North Bay would be California you're talking about, the San Francisco area. Thank you so much for being here. My brother also lives in the Concord area. Robin Stable, how's it going? It's going very well. Light Hawk Demon, what's up? I finally made a live broadcast from the beginning. Yes, sir. Glad to have you here. Absolutely. Pumpkin Face, how's it going? Pumpkin Face, you've been with me for many years now. I wouldn't say many years, but at least 4? And Stu 205 from the UK reporting in. Thank you so much for being here, Stu. I really appreciate that. Next week, $30 silver by Robin Stable. That is a possibility. I was kind of hoping we would see that a little sooner. I was anticipating this weekend we'd see the $30 silver, but I'm no expert and I was wrong. And I'm hoping by next weekend. We're going to see it. We're going to see it within the next week or two. We're going to see the $30 silver. And think of that as interest on our savings account, our precious metals savings account. That's just interest. Thank you, Robin, for that comment. Let's see. Burkhart Doms, $30 for silver in November and December. Well, Burkhart is thinking more so in a couple of months. I'm actually foreseeing this is just an opinion within the next few weeks. That's just an opinion, though. Okay. Ian Negan, grind him into fish food. Thank you so much for being here. Rock and Rob, liberal media pisses me off to no end. They truly do. But you still need to watch them. You need to know your enemy. A lot of people say, I will not watch CNN. It's just toilet paper. I won't listen to the other news media outlets. You should. You actually need to know the tricks they are playing on people. And if you don't know your enemy, you'll never know how to combat them. Plain and simple. I'm just reading the comments. Winston Churchill never let a good crisis go to waste. But you're right. Richard McCorkindale, thank you so much for being in house. But there was Winston Churchill might have said this, but wasn't there one of Barack Obama's lives in Michigan or represented Michigan? One of his little cronies said that as well. Never let a good crisis go to waste. Yes. They love crisis because then they can come in with the solution. You understand that, right? And the solution always benefits them and takes away some of your rights. Lighthawk Demon, you said it better than I did. Lighthawk, evil is in the heart of every human. It is not about whites being inherently racist. It's not about blacks. Everybody has evil in them. And to paint whites, and they actually said this, once a white human is born, just as it's being coddled for the first time by its mom, they said that baby's racist. That's what they're trying to portray. It's a genetic code. That's what they're trying to do. I am Negan. Manson saw this coming. He wanted to give it a kick, start, and use it to his advantage. Helter Skelter. South of Florida, DCL. I'm curious, what does DCL stand for? Is that contractor's license by any chance? But what does the D stand for? Good morning, overtaxed taxpayer. And what part of, I know I asked you, what part of Florida are you at? I might move to Florida and want a job. I can give you my resume now, by the way. Thank you so much, South Florida, DCL. I really appreciate your time, as well as everybody's. Michael Parkhurst, I just pulled 1.7 grams of gold out of the creek behind my house this morning. Wow. Nice. Out of your backyard creek, no, nonetheless. I'm curious now, what do you do with that gold dust? What is the cost of processing it and getting it melted down? Obviously, you'd probably need to acquire a lot more dust, then send it off. They then gauge its quality and blah, 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 blah. I forgot what the name was, the term was, where they actually look at the quality. But yeah, that'd be cool to have my own gold bar. That would be freaking cool. And especially knowing that you just got it from outside in your own creek. That's freaking a blast. One of these days, I also would like to get my own little, what do you call that? You put a torch to it and you put gold dust or whatever and you melt it down. Crucible, is that the name of it? Would love to own one of those one day. One of these days. You know, just a small little nothing thing. Put it on some bricks outside of the house. Melt it with a torch or something. Melt it down. Melt the precious metals down. That'd be cool. Make my own little, little bars. That'd be cool. Good morning from Edgewater Heating. I told you Biden would pick Kamala Harris as a running mate. I think you did, my friend. I think you did. And you know what? He picked a woman of color, but she's as freaking black as I am. She stood next to me. Our color tones would match. By the way, I just want to let you know, she's Jamaican and part Japanese, I think they said. And I already told you about my feelings about making a decision that the only person that you'll pick, female, and she needs to be of color. That's reverse racism, buddies. Girls and boys, that's reverse racism. How do you feel? How do the other folks feel knowing that, hey, they're more able to do the job, but I wasn't picked because I'm a male, or I wasn't picked because I'm a white female? No. He didn't pick somebody based on their ability to perform a duty. It's all about pandering. And for those women who fall for this, and for those black people who fall for this, shame on you. This is all about pandering and trying to get your vote. Gary Jones, thank you for getting me into silver. You're very welcome. I I am very blessed to hear that message over and over and over via comments like this, via my emails. I even get letters in the email in my post office box thanking me, and it really feels good to know that I've done something good in my life. You know, a lot of the people got into silver when it was $14, $13. And now it's what? Almost ready to touch $30. It feels good. It really does feel good that your money has doubled, or your savings account, your precious, whatever you want to call it, it's doubled. And it makes me feel good that I didn't lead anybody astray. Okay, Kadukal, that's Kadukal in the house. And that's the only message you ever say is, you posted like 4 or 5 times and you say the same exact words. Bitcoin and metals, meaning our precious metals, are going to zero. Bitcoin and metals are going to zero. Bitcoin and metals are going to zero. Bitcoin and metals are going to zero. All right. We all doubled our money, but yet it's going to zero. Sounds like we got a troll. Fast Eddie, thank you so much for being here. Richard McCorkingdale. Yeah, if you can't add anything of value, go away. Some dude, I don't mean to be crude if you're underage, but it's probably some little boy in his underwear right now in his mommy's basement. Need I say more? And he's got a computer with internet access. I'll tell you what, if it's going to zero, just send me whatever you got. If it's going to zero, I'll send you $1 per ounce. Okay? That way you're making out before it goes to zero. Chances are you don't have any and done no research on the subject matter, and you got nothing to do today. You're under house arrest because, you know, the coronavirus. You got nothing to do, you know, but play with yourself and use your mommy's internet access. Okay, dokie. Dirty Dan. Yeah, I don't hold back when it comes to trolls because, you know. Dirty Dan, thank you so much. Joe Graves just found your channel. Joe Graves, thank you so much for joining us. I'm sorry you walked in on me feeding the trolls, so to speak, is what it's called. But thank you for joining us. Our channel's about, normally very respectful channel, pertains to gold and silver stacking. We also talk about some cryptocurrencies. And normally during these live chats, Joe, I'll go around, I'm pointing at the list of comments for you folks that might be on your right side of the screen, but for me it's on my left. And I'll answer questions to the best of my capability and whatnot. And from time to time, give a little financial opinion. Thank you so much, Joe Graves, for being in the house. Again, okay, Kadukal, he says, I'm kidding. I'm pro metals and cryptocurrencies. Well then, Kadoodle, I need to offer you my apologies. Because that's the second time I saw that one comment. I thought you were serious. So my sincere apologies. Please accept them. Fast Eddie in the house. I'm hoping for $19 silver one last time so we can back up the truck. I am hoping too. But as I mentioned, I think our days of seeing silver in the teens are behind us. I will make this caveat. From time to time, we might see a very sharp and quick spike downwards. But if it doesn't sustain that price of 19, you're not going to have time to access your computer and make a purchase, or you're not going to have time to drive across town to the local coin shop and make that purchase. So you'll see these dips that are sharp spikes and jump right back up within minutes, or even if you're lucky 10 minutes. And unless you got the money and you're on site at the purchase location, it's going to be hard to take advantage of that, right? So on a whole, on a sustainable level, I do believe we've seen, I believe we've seen the last of the teens, the silver in the teens, and that's just an opinion. Obviously, it can crash tomorrow, and I can be proven extremely wrong. But I think the worse the economy gets, the higher the silver is going to go. I also think there's a little bit of an unknown variable. I think that's the election. I think people are stocking up on the election in fear of the opposition, whoever they're voting for, the opposition being voted into office. And people are preparing. And I do believe that is part of what's driving it. I believe the day after the elections, we actually might see a very significant pullback. But in the meantime, we got to do what we can do. There's a lot of variables going into this election and the silver stacking community and the decisions that are behind our purchases. I've purchased silver when it was $40 an ounce, 38-ish, 40. So I would have no problem doing that again. That was right around 2008. I just started, maybe I got some right here. Is it right here? These bars are some of the first purchases I've made, and I bought about 300 of them. They were all purchased for approximately $38 each. $38 each. Why am I saying this? My confidence in silver is it's going to exceed $38. I am buying on the dips in order to have a lower cost per ounce average, and I'm not ready to retire. Will it go to $100 in a week, and will we all be rich in a week? No. But when we're ready to retire, I'm hoping to see that $100 if we're lucky. Even if it went to $75 and I'm completely off the chain and only went to $75, you can see why I had to have no problem purchasing this all at $38 to $40. So when it does go to $40, I'll still be buying. Still be buying, folks. And that's just the way it is. Let's continue on. Again, Cad Ducal. I didn't know you were joking. I just saw the repeated message from a couple of other videos, and I thought you were just a troll. But again, please, my sincere apologies. Next time you make a joke, put an LOL afterwards. Do me a favor, okay? That's the thing about reading text. You don't see the emotion. You don't see anything. You just see text. You don't see a person's facial expression or anything. Appreciate you being here nonetheless. Gary Jones, do you think another stimulus check will lower the value of the dollar? That's the reason why silver can go to 30? Very much so. So I got a notification in the mail, my stimulus check. And this was about 3 months ago. Your stimulus check is on its way. I never received it. I called the IRS. They said the check was lost in the mail or something. I never received it. I'm kind of bummed out because I was telling you what I was going to do with the government's money. Oops, my bad. Our money. Government doesn't make money. They take it from us. I was going to buy silver. I was going to use the government's money against them and buy silver. And maybe they heard my message because I never did get that stimulus check. So, yes, I do believe the more you distribute money, the more it's available, the more anything is available. If a mouse, a computer mouse is a very rare, if this was very rare and there are very few of them, obviously the price of one of these would be hundreds of dollars. But the more they're distributed, the more readily available something is, the cheaper it is. And that also goes for the dollar. If you're just printing dollars out of thin air and just throwing them into the wind, the value, and you got to understand what the value is. The value is just not, it's $1. That's its value. No, that's just a number. The $5 or the $10 or the $20, just something on that note. But what makes it valuable is its ability to purchase goods, and that's called purchasing power. The amount of goods a dollar can buy, the amount of eggs, or the amount of bread loaves, or whatever, the amount of gas that you need. That's called the purchasing power. And this distribution of money to everybody, I believe, is driving the purchasing power down. And I think people are noticing that as well. And there's not just one variable why silver is just going through the roof. There's no one variable. I think there's a bunch of different caveats that are driving this. So keep that in mind. Is 200 ounces of silver and 1 Bitcoin enough to retire? Well, I'll speak for the Bitcoin. They ascertain, they speculate. I notice I emphasize that word, speculate. They speculate that Bitcoin can go up to $100,000. Now, that ain't going to be in a month. That might be by the time a 21-year-old is set to retire. Perhaps that's conceivable. 200 ounces of silver? Absolutely not. You will not be able to retire off of 200 ounces of silver. Perhaps if you had 200 ounces of gold, you might be able to do it in about 10 or 15 years once gold appreciates a little higher. But I think that is a very highly risky retirement plan. You're going to need to work a little bit harder on that retirement savings account, my friend. So I'm going to opt to say no way. I'm predicting November 3rd, the Democrats ask for the United States and the United Nations intervention to stop Trump claiming his win is fake and we'll get an invasion. We'll see. We shall see. I've already told you what's going to happen. I've already told you. I will bet money on it. I might get into it later. I might get into it later. But take a look at, I think, a video or two ago pertaining to get ready quick. The worst is yet to come. I just made that video. And I outline what's going to happen, regardless of who wins this time around. Please go back. It's 1 or 2 videos back. Check it out. I'm going to ask a favor of everybody if you're in the room. If you like what I'm doing today, I appreciate your support. I appreciate, more importantly, a thumbs up. If you don't like me, give me a thumbs down. That's cool. It tells me I need to improve, right? So that's all I'm asking. It's not like I'm asking to borrow your car keys or your favorite, your favorite tools or anything like that. That's pretty much all I need. Do you think I already answered that question. Yeah, it will lower the value. Thank you. Edgewater Heating, CNN is the communist news network. That's because it's what I have. Well, Caduco, you'll have more. You'll definitely have more. Just keep working at it. That's all I can say. Just keep working at it. Kalishnikov. Banks hammering spot prices down to let the shorts out. Longs getting in. The big fish are getting in. Well, Mikhail, it sounds like you know what you're talking about. That in itself, and correct me if I'm wrong, could drive the price up. When the big fish get in, they buy in bulk. And what does buying produce? It creates rarity in the markets. Hard to get. I'm trying to talk to, because some of the folks here are new to financials. So I'm trying to talk in terms that when something's more rare, harder to obtain, the price drives up. So if I'm understanding that, we're going to see silver go much higher. So that ought to be some motivation to get in now. And for people that only have 200 ounces of silver, you might consider just getting which you can. And I know, you know, especially if you're younger, you don't have a lot of money, but if you can just squeeze out one more and then another one and then another one, you know, in time, you're going to have more than that 200, significantly more. There was a time when I first started stacking silver, I had none. I had none. Rahm Emanuel. Thank you, Richard McCorkindale. He was the guy who said, never let a good crisis go to waste. Thank you so much. I've been watching you since 2017. That is freaking awesome. Thank you so much. I think it was Eric Holder. It was somebody. I think it was actually Rahm Emanuel, though. But they're all. Chainlink is near 19 bucks. I don't want to hear about Chainlink. I didn't get into it. I was an idiot. Somebody sent me one. I have one Chainlink. I don't want to hear about Chainlink no more. It was one of my worst mistakes I've ever made. I don't want to know about it. Somebody, all right, I'll tell you the story. Somebody told me months ago. I think he might even be here. I think his name is Wellman. His last name is Wellman. Anyway. Regardless, I was advised to get into Chainlink. And this was when it was maybe $3. I said no. It's too new. It just came out. I never seen it before. No recognition. How many times I talk about recognition when it comes to silver and gold? It had no recognition. I didn't buy it. At $3 or $4 per. It is now almost $20, folks. Do not remind me of my mistakes. I can kick myself. I think refiners generally pay 90%. Yeah, but there's also that. I think you send your silver dust out, and there's that. They test it for purity or whatever, and then they pay you or something. But you're correct for that 90%. Dirty Dan, smelting. Yo, underpaid, overtaxed. I'm underpaid and overtaxed. That is correct. G-Funk Productions. Hey, G-Funk, you know anything about OBS? I'm having a problem. Who else is in the house? British MGTO. I think those are the... I don't know what the MGTO is. Thank you so much, though, for being here. You can make your own smelting furnace in your backyard. You can make ordinary grilling charcoal hot enough to melt silver with a hairdryer. No shit. No shit. You know, Kalishnikov, you know another thing? A lot of people don't know this about me. As a matter of fact, you might if you go look at my very old videos. People look at me and they would never guess this of me because, you know, I'm 6 feet tall. I am, and I'm not trying to do this. I'm just trying to paint a picture right now. I am 6 feet tall. I am 250 pounds. I'm into bread baking. That's like saying I'm into, you know what I'm saying? It just, you wouldn't guess that of me. So when you say a smelting, it brings, I would love to own my own outdoor, like pizza oven. You know those big dome pizza ovens? You can also bake bread in them. That's why I want one. And I love making pizza. I love freaking eating pizza. Who are we talking about? You know what I'm saying? So I would love one day to have an outdoor dome, you know, wood burning freaking pizza oven. Ugh, shit. All right. Digibyte nearing 4 cents. Yeah, I wish I had more of that too. Thank you. I'm loving that investment. Wish I would have got into it a little earlier than I did. However, yeah, I did all right. If Dems win, I think it will be Obama's third term. Metaphorically, yes. I think you'll never... If the Dems win, it is my belief. I'm going to throw this out there. I got to throw this out there. Please hear me. I'm not a Republican. I'm not a Republican, nor am I a Democrat. So I say this with the utmost clarity. If the Democrats win, you will never see another Republican get voted into office, into the White House again, unless there is a civil war. You will never see another conservative in the White House ever again, unless there's another war. That's just my belief. Rock and Rod, thank you very much. Peter Schweigart, what are some channels you like to watch? So, I'm very diverse. I like the JSNIT4 Realist News. He's actually one of my most favorite channels. I've been with him since about 2016-ish. And I just love watching him. Do I like everything he talks about? Absolutely not. This whole psychic thing, I don't understand it. And I guess maybe I don't appreciate something I don't understand. But when he talks about the news, and when he talks about precious metals, and when he talks about cryptocurrencies, there's no better. Who else? I like Pastor Dow. When a lot of people don't know who he is, I was 50, no, I was about 49 years old when I first read the Bible. Now, I am not an overly religious person, but I thought it was a bad time in my life. And I was seeking help, I guess. And I started reading the Bible. And it was Pastor Dow's channel. Because what I like about Pastor Dow's channel, he's like me. He's like a big dude, burly guy, talks from his mouth. You know, he says what he wants to say. He's a prepper. He's a gun advocate. He's into silver and gold. He's into self-preparedness. So it's not just a religious channel. Matter of fact, I would say if you divide it into fives, only 1/5 of his curriculum is geared towards religion. The other sections are guns and ammo, prepping, self-preparedness, silver and gold, that sort of thing. So he's another channel. There's a lot of other silver channels I look up to. I think they're a little bit more polished than me. I speak from the heart. I don't have a script here. There's no script here. And therefore I kind of make mistakes when I speak, or but there's quite a few channels out there. And then there's my hobbies. I love baking bread, so I might look at a few bread channels, and whatever, guns and ammo. I love guns and ammo and that sort of thing. Thank you so much for your question. Robert Lichtenberg, Sarita 0.99 squad on board. Thank you so much. Lost Words for a Loser. Thank you very much, Lost Words, for your contribution. I saw that you gave me what did they call those? The chats. You gave me $5. I thank you very much. What do they call that? Super chats, I think they call them. I get them. I think they're called super chats. Steve Stevens, thank you so much for being here. I appreciate it. Who else is here? Don't need the trolls at all. Let's see. I've been in the market since, been hodling since. Yeah, I've just started my cryptocurrency journey. I think it was early to mid 2019. Yeah, it was mid 2019 I got into cryptocurrencies. So I don't have a lot of them. I'm trying to play catch up on a budget. I'm just reading some of the comments. Yeah, folks, Caducal 2, he was joking. And we didn't realize that, and I came down hard on him. I have a real bad problem with trolls. And I let loose on him, and I did apologize to him. He said he was joking, so don't beat him up. Silver Stranger, thank you very much. I appreciate it. I really do. make the move on points so we'll go to 16 bucks when Donald wins. $16 if Donald wins. No, I don't know. It's very hard to say. You're not off the mark, but I'm trying to think, I don't know. I think it's the unknown right now that's driving silver up. And perhaps towards the end of his new term, silver might jump up again. I don't know. I'm not saying you're wrong, but it gives me reason to think, you might be right. And that might be, if it jumps back down to 16, sustainable levels to where we can get on their computer and make that purchase or have time to drive to the local coin shop, I think, you better rock the boat. You better stack up, because you see what silver can do. You see its capability. It's kind of like an athlete. You see how high they can jump. And because they have a bad year doesn't mean they can't do it. You've seen what they can do the year before. So definitely, if it drops to the teens, load the boat, because it could be the last time. More specifically, depending on who the next president is. How long I've been on? I've got about another 10 minutes. So, frustrated majority in the house. Dollar cost average is 18 bucks. Can't afford to stack right now, but I have very comfortable amount. That's good. That's good. I mean, if you're comfortable with what you got, there's no reason why you shouldn't take a break. Absolutely no reason why. The thing I do like about cryptocurrency, see with silver, you kind of, that minimum is the ounce. You can buy smaller increments, but the actual cost of the 10th ounce of silver is expensive, more expensive than a 1 ounce per weight. And what I like about cryptos is, if I only wanted to buy 5 or 12 or 17, some weird freaking number, I can buy a fraction of a cryptocurrency. That's what I also like about cryptocurrencies. I only got 15 bucks left from my paycheck. Shit, I'm in. What's 15 bucks? A lot of people throw that away on a Starbucks, but God forbid you buy a cryptocurrency. Oh, you're just throwing your money away. You're just gambling. It's going to go to zero. So it goes to zero as soon as you get that freaking coffee from Starbucks or wherever. And you just went to zero. You peed it out. Boom. Done. Gone. I say freaking A, man. Invest. Perhaps it is a gamble. And I use Starbucks as a metaphor. Is Starbucks a gamble? No, it's not a gamble. You're literally giving them the money for something you drink and pee out. Gone. Boom. Flush the toilet. As a matter of fact, you're upside down because now you got to pay for that water that you used to flush the toilet. I'm being stupid. But you get my point. People go to Vegas all the time. They blow a mortgage. God forbid you buy silver. Oh, you're just an idiot. You're just an idiot. That's a waste of money. These same people will do that. That's a waste of money. That's just coin collecting or cryptocurrency. Oh, that's silly. It's going to go to zero. I'll take my chances with crypto. You know what I'm saying? I'm already up a little bit on the little I invested. Can I say that about a Starbucks? Can I say that about a freaking McDonald's hamburger? Can I say that about a slot machine in Vegas? Do. Let's see. Who else did I say? I own very little Bitcoin. Yeah, I wish I would have got into it. It makes me sick to my stomach. I get nauseous knowing that people bought Bitcoin for dollars. I only have about I think my Bitcoin's up to about $500 worth. Confetti Fox bought silver and a rifle with the stimulus. Smart man. I play with it at 135, but I wouldn't hold the cash. I immediately converted it into other assets I'm lacking. Thank you so much. Will never the cryptos. That's okay. Cobra 7, silver and cryptos, that is all you want in in the next couple of months. RC or die, I think that's remote control. I believe that. Hello, fellow stackers. Thank you so much for being here. Who else is here? JW Zimbabwe. $2 bill from years ago, purchased from the same thing as a $1 trillion bill. I have 2 of those Zimbabwe notes. You know that? Debonair Dylan, thank you. Hey, great timing. Just bought more silver yesterday. One coin was from North Korea. That was different. Yes, it was. I never invest in crypto, just numbers on a screen. I want to, and this is not to beat you up, Edgewater. I want to let you know about the dollar. It's pretty much dollars on a screen as well. When people ask me what's the difference between a dollar and a crypto, can a dollar go to zero? Absolutely. Is a dollar a digit on a screen? Absolutely. And more as time goes by, it's more and more just a digit on a screen. That's all it is. It too can go to zero. It too is losing its purchasing power. I will say this. A dollar, for the most part, only loses its purchasing power. If you were to put money in a bank account, cash, and just let it sit there, it's actually losing value. Purchasing power, strength. With silver, we saw what happens to silver. It goes up. Saw what happens to gold. It goes up. Can you say that about the cash in your savings account? No. If you just left it alone, it will not go up. It won't. The same thing with cryptos, though. I have to say, cryptos have gone up. At least you got a chance with cryptos, is what I'm saying. And that's all we really need, right? Is just a chance. I don't see having a chance saving money. I just don't see it. I'm sorry. I just don't see the common sense of putting your cash in a savings account. I just don't see it. I am for diversification, though. I am into, maybe putting money into some stocks if you got them in a 401k. I am into diversification. But I am also into increasing my odds of survival when I retire. Silver Eagle in the house. I'm wondering who's going to win the election. Any ideas? Oh, Silver Eagle. I'm a little nervous about it. But you know who I'm voting for. You know who I'm, right? I mean, let me introduce you to my friend. Let me introduce you to my little friend. His name is Donald Trump, and he's going to be your next president. Bitcoin Bo, man, I haven't seen you in freaking, what has it been, 100 years? 101? Oh my God, Bitcoin Bo's in the house. Thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate it. Mr. Gas, thank you so much, South Carolina. Wife's also now thinking about South Carolina as a place to move after the elections. We were looking at some homes there. Wow, nice. But we need to be careful because we would like to move to a conservative location. So if you can be of any help, just email me. Okay, Mr. Silver Eagle? Who else is here? Hope price of silver falls again? Absolutely. That's by JW. Bitcoin Go is in the house. I already mentioned that. I'm just going to try to get through. Can I send you the actual bank positions of gold and silver? Absolutely. If you're able to, just shoot it to me in my email. If you're able to. I make things as convenient as possible. Please. I'm going to admit something to you, Bo. And I'm going to admit something to everybody else. Sometimes when I take a look at these financial reports, it's kind of like looking at legal documents. I don't know what the hell I'm looking at. So I'm gonna look at them the best I can. Whatever I can absorb, I'll absorb. But you know what I mean? You ever take a look at a legal document? And as forementioned in paragraph 1 alpha C of the United States Code from Mars, and by the time they do that, your eyes are like, there's a lot of that documentation. It's very hard if you don't know it, you know? I'm just not educated, I guess, in certain aspects. But send it, maybe I'll learn something. Nice that I coughed in your folks' ear, right? Who else is here? Neighborhood friendly, quadriplegic 83. I'm currently in the house. Thank you so much for being here, neighborhood friendly. I really appreciate it. Rented ammo. Our coin shop's always looking to buy silver, no matter what the cost. That's a really good question. I'm going to say this. I know when the price of silver falls dramatically, they'll take their silver out of the case and put it in the back room and claim they're out. Because let's just say they bought it at whatever the average price is at that time. And let's say it falls $2. They're not going to want to sell it. They're going to wait. Put it in the back room, wait till it gets close to that price. And I think they usually try to do most of their purchasing when the price of silver falls. But that's a good question. And that's something I would like to talk to my local coin shop about. Maybe do an interview one day. It's kind of hard to get into their mindset if you're not in the business. It's kind of hard to know what are their strategies. You know what I'm talking about? But as a common sense man, they might slow down their purchasing when the price increases. Now, once that increased price is sustained for an amount of time and that price becomes the norm, no, they're gonna it's business as usual. But I think in the beginning of a price increase, they're going to wait and see if that's the new normal price or if the price is just going to spike right back down. So I think there is that transition time that they're waiting to see what happens and how they're going to react. I hope that answers your question. If I was doing the business. John Wood in the house, thank you so much. You don't have to pay taxes if it's voluntary. You can change your birth certificate. I heard about that, and I heard about people suing to get their signature back and blah, blah, blah. I never heard anything. Maybe one or two people have done it successfully, but on a whole, they're not going to let people leave their system of debt. Bread baking and Berkey water filters. Love it, man. Love it. Dutchman, Lost Dutchman, morning. Lost Dutchman, mine is in Phoenix, just north of us. What's the best pizza dough recipe? Oh, man, I don't know. Bubba Joe, you're going to probably have to Google it. Me, I'm a New York pizza guy. I love New York pizza. On the thinner side of things, you know what I'm talking about? So I would probably say a high hydration dough. But definitely Google it. And everybody who puts out a recipe is going to claim that their recipe is the best. So you're going to have to play around and try a few various recipes, honestly, until you find the one that first tastes the best, but one that you can actually work. Dough is very hard to work with until you get it mastered. So thank you so much for the question, Bubba. CAD was it a shorter managed man about if so? Okay, I think that was intended for somebody else. Stephen Parsons, Rosie Greer liked to knit. Yeah, it's funny. Some of us big burly guys, what we like, you know, it's kind of weird, you know. Yes. You know, I even like, I won't say gardening. I like growing vegetables. And when I move, I am going to plant my own, try to be more self-reliant, self-sustaining by growing my own vegetables. I always preach that, But unfortunately, here in Tucson, if you grow so much as a tomato, I am not exaggerating, it will split. It'll literally boil from inside and split. You can't grow much here in Tucson. You really can't. I can probably grow some weed. That's about it. None, thank you in the house. Pastor Dow, yes, great channel. I love the guy. Again, he got me. I never really knew about the Bible, and because of him, I read the Bible front cover to back cover. It took me approximately 14 months to do the reading because there was a lot of words that I had to keep looking up, and in the back of my Bible was the Apocrypha. And I had to keep looking up what words meant. So by so that it was 14 months of looking up words and what they meant and that sort of thing. And I got through it. I got through it, and I'm better for it. If anybody goes to see, by the way, Jay Snit4 or Pastor Dowell, tell them I said hello and tell them I said thank you. They don't know me from Adam, by the way. Who else is here? Jeremiah Babe. He's all right. I like Jeremiah, but he's a little bit... his presentation, spot on, no problem. Fear-mongering, perhaps he's right, but I think he can tone it down a little bit. I don't know, but that's... you're asking me to critique his channel, but... he's got like, 50,000, 100,000 viewers. I got 18,000. He's doing something right because he's got a bigger channel than me. So it'd be really inappropriate for me to critique him, but for my own taste, he's all right, but I just think a little bit on the heavy side, a little on the heavy. You need to take a couple of shots, I think, before you watch him. But an excellent channel. Excellent presentation, intelligent man, and from time to time I go there. I definitely do. Who else is here before I leave? Jody in the house. I bet $250. Hold on, I just lost that. Something happened. It just went gone. Where'd it go? I think she said she bet $250. Because of the text is moving it for me, I just lost it. I started reading it, just boom, gone. There it is. I bet $250 on Donald. I get 2 to 5 times back if he wins. I think Donald Trump in an honest election is going to get 90% of the vote. The problem I'm having is I don't think this is going to be an honest election. I think the Democrats, they're in such legal problems with the coup that they attempted to do on Donald Trump, the whole FBI and the FISA courts. I think they're in a position where they have no choice but to attempt to illegally rig the election. And I'm afraid they're going to be successful. So Bitcoin is calling for a $26.77 per ounce of gold per ounce by the election. Wow. $1 one. I don't see any of us silly people in the food lines. No, and that's why I preach, get food. And when these riots happen, you don't need to be in them trying to get that last loaf of bread. Who else? Bitcoin for dollars, raised hand. Cash is fine, especially leveraged against a mortgage. Let's see, who else is here? Okay. I tried to get Bitcoin in 2008 and it crashed my computer with a virus. Never tried again. If you got a virus from getting Bitcoin, you went to an illicit site. I promise you that. If you go to a legitimate site, you will not get a virus. You might have accidentally been lured to a site that had close to the same title, but you got to be very careful. Okay, my friend? That's all I can say on the subject. I feel bad, but I've been buying cryptos since mid-2019, and I have never got a virus. Jody, thank you so much. Soyam Z, digital dollar in the works by the Fed, blockchain-based mark of the beast. I hear it all the time, the mark of the beast. You know what might be the mark of the beast, though? The mask. You can't come in and get groceries and feed your family unless you have a mask. See, I don't think the mark of the beast is going to be like a science fiction movie where it's going to be a stamp on your head or on your wrist. No, it's going to be something silly. We're not going to allow you in our business. We don't care if your kids are starving. You don't wear a mask. You will comply. It's a compliance thing. So I don't believe it's the mark of the beast. I mean, I don't know. Who the hell do I know? You know, I don't know. I'm just reading. When I go quiet, I look off to the side. I'm reading comments. I try to get into Bitcoin. I read that already. Litecoin Demon, thank you so much. Nicholas DiCarlo, buying lots of silver now in case Biden wins. Wise man right there, Nicholas. Thank you so much for joining in. Kiss your hard-earned money goodbye. He's going to tax the hell out of you, everybody. Biden said that. He's going to tax the hell out of everybody. You got to ask yourself why. Somebody needs to ask him why. Why do you feel the need to tax? What are you going to do with it? Why are you telling us you're going to increase our taxes? And where is our money going to? Or is it going to go to feed people who don't want to work so that they'll vote for Democrats for the rest of their lives? Who else is here? I'm just trying to go down, see if I could see any new names. Big K Rouge, I remember when you had more views than J Babe. He has his own way of waking people up and it works. Y'all both keep up the good work. Yeah, J Babe, like I said, he's got an excellent channel. His channel is like, 5 times the size of mine. I have 55 viewers right now. Normally when he goes live, he has like 400, 300. So I can't critique somebody that's got a bigger channel than me. They're doing something right. They're attracting that audience. And who am I to beat the guy? His delivery, everything about him is very professional. I'm trying. That's all I can say is I'm doing things my way, and who knows? I'm trying. Iron Duke, I know that I know nothing. I know that I know nothing. Thank you so much, Iron Duke, for being in the house. Throw a handful of sand through the chain link fence. That's how effective those masks are. I need to love anti-mask flash mobs. I hate wearing a mask. Went out to eat last night, Mexican food. I didn't wear my mask in. They didn't even bother me. A lot of places not bothering people. Yeah, circular foreign aid kickbacks. You give money to foreign aid and they do things for you. Adrian Bronham, thank you. Lost Forwards, his channel is bigger because he put out a video almost every day. I know, I work though. I work 10-hour days, and sometimes I come home, I don't know what to I'm so tired, my brain doesn't even know what to talk about. And let's face it, there's only so many videos you could talk about silver. I mean, after a while, you run out of things to say about it. And I love silver, and I preach it, and this is primarily a silver channel. But you can't keep talking about one thing. You're going to drive people up a wall. So I talk about reasons why we stack silver also. I talk about the news and why we need to stack silver. What's going on and why we can't rely on the stock markets and the 401ks for our retirements. How many ounces did you buy on the dip? I did not buy any. Things are a little tight, as I've already mentioned. I did exchange out some Litecoin, although I didn't buy any new Litecoin or anything. I did exchange some Litecoin for some Digibyte. That's all I can do right now. We're all in our own individual financial lanes. As you know, we were working on this house. We moved in. There was a lot of things that the inspected and fined, costed me a lot of money to get the house livable. Let's put it that way. And it hurt. So I'm hoping towards in the next month or two, I will regain those repetitious purchases of silver and do some box opening. I know I did save up for the 1/4 ounce of gold, and I did buy a 1/4 ounce gold eagle. So I do what I can do. We're all in our own individual. It's kind of like a 5-lane freeway. We're all in our own lane, and some lanes can go faster because they have more money. Some of us have to go slower because we had a problem come up, financial issue, and you know what I'm saying? But we're all going in that same direction. Our goal is to just get more silver. Some of us you got to stay in your own financial abilities, right? You can't exceed what you know what I mean? You got to stay in your own financial lane. And my lane happens to be really slow right now. But trust me, I got my silver. I got lots of it. Have I met my first goal? Absolutely not. I'm still working on my goal. I do not tell people the amount of gold I have because I just don't like that kind of pissing contest. I don't like that. That's not what this is about. Who has the most gold? This channel's a motivational channel to get people just to buy gold, and it's not about how much you have that makes you the better person. We're all better just for the fact that we have gold and silver. Is there ammo shortages in Arizona? Not really, Iron Duke. If matter of fact, you come here, definitely stop by. You can get pretty much anything you want. Prices are elevated, but there is ammo. I can't talk about what I do for work. I just can't. It's something I share a lot, but there's certain things, aspects of my life I have to for my safety, for my family's safety. I have to hold to myself. Yeah, I can go and be a fear-mongering channel. I think I would do pretty well on it. But I work for freaking 10 hours a day. Maybe, yeah, I can just imagine. I turn on the red light behind me and some freaking lightning. And you're all gonna die next month. You better go get your food now. You're gonna die. Your families are gonna come and eat your little children. The Democrats, yeah. That's what I'll do. That's the next. That's gonna be my next channel. All right, folks. I'm gonna clear out. I really appreciate everybody for. So what's up? I'm going to make a comment to What's Up 52. I've heard about Theta token. I have a few. I wish I had more, but I'm going to tell you, it's my favorite. Digibyte and Theta are my favorite right now. But again, I gotta get and acquire what I got to stay in my financial lane. But yes, so I've heard of Theta. It is my favorite. Digibyte and Theta are my favorites. I got to run right now. The wife, it's the weekend. I got to spend some time with my loved ones. And I hope you do the same. So you folks take care. Thank you so much for your time that you joined me. I hope I didn't scare you when I just said someone's coming to eat your little children. The Democrats. Little